Jeffrey Rosen, you are the expert on the Constitution. And what struck me as I was reading in on this over the last couple of days was it's essentially Section 3, a paragraph, right? We counted it. It's 110 words. The implications of the decision that, again, that the justices are going to make is so huge. Talk to me about the Constitution and why we're still debating individual words, individual phrases, and of course, always with the Supreme Court, an interpretation.
You put it so well. The Constitution is made for people of different points of view, as Justice Holmes said. And it really is remarkable that the whole nation is parsing words, the difference between office and office holder, between engaging in insurrection and inciting insurrection. And in a sense, it's sort of inspiring that we're all lawyers now, because every citizen has the ability to read the text of the Constitution, to learn about history and make up our own minds. It's true, it was very significant that the justices were converging around the idea that a single state should not be able to decide something like insurrection for the whole country. It was so significant when both Chief Justice Roberts and Justice Kagan expressed concern, well, what if a state, a Republican state, goes after the Democratic candidate and suggests that, for example, President Biden committed an insurrection with his immigration policies? Should they be able to decide the election for the whole country? And that sort of center of the court between the liberals and the conservatives converging around that danger was very significant. We also saw some really interesting agreement between Justice Gorsuch and Justice Jackson about whether or not the president is covered under Section 3 of the 13th Amendment. And Justice Jackson suggested the core meaning of the Civil War was to ensure that state insurrectionists couldn't continue to foment revolution. They just weren't thinking about the presidency. In a sense, the whole argument really is an invitation to think about the meaning of our history and the Civil War. We're now polarized in America more than at any time since the Civil War. Like then, we're seeing violence in the streets as we did on January 6th. And the question is, to what degree does the Constitution protect democracy against those who would overthrow it? And although all of the Supreme Court justices were attentive to that question, they did seem to be converging around the idea that that's not the job of a single state. It's not even the job of the Supreme Court. Ultimately, Congress will have to decide that question.